How's the waves over there?
There's little waves today, dude. I haven't been in the water yet, but it's breaking, dude. Wouldn't it look fun?
So yeah, when I talk about the boards, most of the boards you wrote on the video, the movie you made it. What are you being riding on overhead waves, double overhead size waves?
Okay, so small waves, Mosca. Anything else? I'm on my X22 right here,
Yeah.
511. And then anything big or barreling, I spend a lot of time in Mexico, just trying to get big barrels. I got my 7.6 right here. This board, I've had it for, I don't know, at least 4 years now, but never buckled, never broken, no fin boxes replaced or anything. I pretty much, if I'm surfing like big beach breaks in Mexico, 90% of the time I'm on a 7.6 or an 8.0, just because you're trying to you see a peak over there, you just want to get there, you know what I mean? So the paddle power of like a 7.6 plus, I think is just really important. But with that being said, not every wave is a big perfect barrel, you know what I mean? So if you do take off on the shoulder on a big wave down there, you still want to just drive off the bottom as hard as you can and surf it like a shortboard, you know what I mean? So that's kind of my goal with all my boards is it going to be able to just drive off the bottom and hit the lip, when the opportunity comes, can't get barrel on every wave, but
But you can do some good maneuvers with those boards.
You can do some good turns. I think it's not too wide. It's got a real narrow tail back here. I just ride it with a 3-fin setup, just so I'm familiar with that feeling, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I'm usually riding my Mosca or my 22 every day with, a thruster setup. So I just feel like it's only natural to just ride my bigger boards with a 3-fin setup, you know what I mean? Just so it just feels similar, you know what I mean? I have the 4-fin option, but I just want to feel confident when the waves get big like that.
Okay.
And I'm just so used to riding a thruster, so I don't want to change anything when those odd big days come around, you know what I mean? But I got definitely one of the best waves of my life. A couple of weeks ago down in Mexico on this board right here on my 7.6. My 8.0 is in the shop, but the waves got a little bit smaller, and took this thing out. And yeah, it's kind of later in the day. The wind was kind of already on it, but got one of the longest right barrels of my life on this board right here. And it just helps riding a bigger board for me, like when those foam ball sections or you're really deep in the barrel, like a little board is just going to get blown up underneath your feet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas a bigger board has more momentum, maybe it's not as
more inertia.
Yeah, more inertia. So when you do hit a foam ball or the lip lands on the front of your board or something like that, you know what I mean? This thing has more momentum, more inertia. It's just going to plow through it, like a train or something. Yeah. Whereas, on a smaller board, it'd be like being on a bicycle or something. You hit a big bump, boom, you're gonna get exploded. But big board, it's gonna stay true, and it's not gonna do anything weird. It's gonna just go straight through those sections when you're really deep in the barrel.
We did also a shortboard. One of the shortboard designs we made a little bit extension for bigger waves. I did one of those for you too, right?
Yeah. So that's my 6.2 I'm riding right now. So I like the X22, when the waves are really clean and really bowly, riding maybe a wave like Karamas or in Indo somewhere where it's just really flawless, you know what I mean? But when I go to Hawaii and the waves are about the same size, maybe a few feet overhead, I like to ride my 6.2. And we made it just kind of more like a big shortboard rather than a step up, you know what I mean? So it just it's got really thin rails, really pulled in tail, round tail, And
I think I made a GP1 for you. That's what it was?
GP1, yeah. And
Or bigger waves.
yeah, so it's just like GP1 I've had in like 510 and 511. So we just took the same template and just made it into a 6.2, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
a little bit more narrow on the tail.
A little bit narrower in the tail, thin rails. Just it's kind of more of like a Hawaii board, you know what I mean? So you're shortboarding, but the waves have a lot of power and they're overhead, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like the shortboarding we do around here where it's like, we're like surfing trestles, or something like that. It's more like you want to do like the big turns. You can still blow the tail out and stuff like that. And it's more for doing like big carves and big like power surfing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were riding Haleiwa, 6 to 8 foot, you know what I mean? But you're still on a 6.2,
Now, what are you planning to ride this winter? That's what it is.
This winter, so me and my dad went to Mexico, and I rode this 511 X22 right here, and I think I'm just gonna have to ride this board until there's nothing left to ride. What's that?
I'm making a few new boards for you right now, so.
Yeah, so I think we got some boards that are similar to this on the way. But hopefully this 7.6 right here, my 8.0 is getting fixed right now. So if we have a good winter, then I'll spend a lot of time on these boards, in Mexico or just in the reefs in La Jolla. So
okay, that's a G6 model, right?
This is a G6. It's the trusty G6.
Okay.
So that'd be like the ideal winter. Hopefully I can ride those 6.2s a lot, like not for the really big days, but just kind of for like the just nice swell.
Yeah.
Days and blacks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But
and the 8.0 is 8.0, 8.2 would say?
It's a 8.0. 8.0. Yeah.
It's a Draken model, right?
Yeah, it's a Draken.
Yeah.
Yep.
Model. All right.
That's like the board, like when we're down in Mexico, like me, my dad, and my brother were all kind of fighting to ride that board. You know what I mean? Like it's like, all right, like you can take the 7.6, but I'm taking the 8.0 this morning. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's just a confidence booster. You know what I mean? Like when the waves are big and you're just getting in early like that and you're able to maneuver the board, it doesn't feel like a big log. It's just confidence. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. For me.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Like the board doesn't feel like you're riding a really big board.
No, exactly. Yeah, no, I've done turns like 12 o'clock on that board.
Yeah, that was always my idea for a bigger wave boards, because a long time ago, you getting big boards, it was really hard to surf on bigger days. You really feel that length.
Yeah.
The new ones, like the ones I make, at least I try to feel like as a short board, but you're riding big waves.
Yeah, for sure. I always find myself riding like longer boards than everybody else. Like when I'm competing at Sunset, you know what I mean? Like everybody's kind of riding, maybe a 6.6, but I'll be on my 6.8 or 6.10. You know what I mean? But for me, it works better just because, like you said, the boards, they feel like they ride like a short board. You know what I mean? And you're on a 6.10, so you're gonna be paddling just that much faster than everybody else. You know what I mean? So,
you think you're going to Hawaii this winter or not?
Yeah, I'll be going for sure. I'm gonna wait till like after the new year though. Probably like February. January, February. It looks like they're gonna have the Vulcan Pipe Pro again next year, so
okay.
I'll be back over there for that 100%. I usually spend a couple months out of the year over there.
All right. So I think we covered everything, man. Thanks for your time.
No, thank you, Xanadu. Super stoked, bro, and can't wait for those new boards to come in.
Okay.
Can't wait to, put those things to the test. Put them in some surf, where they belong.
Yeah.
It's where these boards belong. They don't belong on this computer screen, man. They belong in the oceans. You get some work done tomorrow and back in the water.
Okay, brother. We're gonna go. Thank you very much, man.
Okay, thanks, Xanadu.